I love Disney and I love to travel on Disney cruise lines. And we just got back from our first look at the island adventure at Lookout Cay, Disney's new island adventure for the Disney Cruise Line. Let me tell you about trying to deal with disability and mobility issues at this new private island. Can you do it? Is it available? Is it accessible? That's what we're going to talk about. So don't tell my dermatologist that, I might have gotten a little bit of extra sun this week on this trip down to both private islands, the Lookout Cay, the brand new one, as well as Castaway Cay. We had such a great time, but as a person with disabilities, I was really curious on how it would all work and, whether I could, enjoy the island like everyone else. So we're going to go through what we found and some of the things that they've got taken care of and some of the things that are still being worked on. But I want you to know what to expect if you're going on a Disney cruise, and especially to this new private island, whether it is accessible for people with mobility issues especially, because that's what I deal with. Come along with us as we take a look at Lookout Cay and some of the access issues that, we came across and how Disney has handled accessibility on their brand new island adventure.
We are officially off the boat. What do you think, Diane?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
I'll
long walk.
At the island.
Huh?
I'll meet you at the island.
Oh,
and
yeah, you're probably just gonna go for it, huh? You're not gonna wait for me?
No, I'm not.
You're not that. You're not the kind soul that everybody thinks you are.
No. Look, you can ask them so
Okay.
that you can keep up.
Here we go on our long walk on an even longer pier. Here we go.
With them?
No.
Paprika, hello. It is of the fan.
Okay. This is cool.
Bye.
Oh, she's off. Watch out, everybody. She's dangerous too. Okay, I've started my fitness band on walk to see how long this pier is, and I'll let you know at the end. At least in the morning, it's not all that hot yet, but coming back in the afternoon after you're tired and burned, you might find this challenging. It just depends on your fitness level. But it's kind of cool. Feels like you're walking on this really like Florida Key Bridge or something. It's cool. It's nice. Beautiful water. All right, see if that focused on my watch. Like that, just a half a mile walk. That's not too bad. Like that, she's on the octopus tentacle, making her circles. There she goes. Everywhere she goes.
Okay, so once you've made the long walk and get through the Bahamian checkpoint, there's this little bit of civilization before you get on the tram, and wait for it. Here at this little booth, you see it? You see it? Dole Whip. Dole Whip.
Welcome. So Paprika, everybody, how you doing? So we have a handicap station that is set up for every tram. We're going to pull out a ramp so that she'd be able to get on and have easy access, where her husband will also be able to sit in the back of her. So we try to make sure that everything is accessible and very able for a handicap.
Yeah. They've loaded us on the area for Diane to put her scooter. And in just a moment, we're going to go taking off down the tram Diane's not allowed to have taken a scooter here because no pedestrians beyond this point.
Oh, well, good to know.
Although you're in a motorized vehicle, so maybe that doesn't count.
Once you get off the tram, guest services is just to your left. There's a beautiful courtyard here, but just past the sculpture that you see is the building where you can get wagons to help carry all of your stuff to the beach, or accessibility wheelchairs should be available very soon. Also, in the guest services building is the first aid area. But there's plenty of helpful cast members handing out towels and directing you on where to go once you get off the tram. But as you can see, the very first store, no, the only store is right here in this area. And it is crowded and very busy all the time. But pro tip, wait till the afternoon and it kind of dies down a little bit.
We finally made it through the shopping experience. It's only 10:30. That was a long time. This is a cool picture spot. Like this. Some local Bahamian items in this shop. Jewelry and weavings and prints. Over there though is the draw of the water and the beautiful buildings that they've created for what I imagine are the dining spaces and such. Oh, the Goombay Cultural Center. That's cool. It's beautiful. So you can see they've just built a lot of these walkways over the beach areas to protect all the landscaping in the beach as it goes further inland. So that's nice. There's probably, I mean, I see a lot of areas where it gets low and in the rain it probably floods down in there, and so they've just created beautiful landscape design. Over here is the cultural center. I didn't get a video of the cultural center from this side, but you can see that Junkanoo style art, I think.
All of the shows and the
Yeah.
Disney, Mickey and Minnie
All the
dance party things happen. And you can see there is a handicap ramp and then cement that goes down.
and
So
ends in the
an
flowers.
ideal location to
Oh,
plant
yeah.
yourself is right here. And then you're in the middle of the parties,
All the time, yeah.
then able to get up and down the ramps.
You do have to walk out to
I
the
don't
ramp
know.
that goes out
Just
to the
go
sand.
Up the ramp and down over here on
Oh,
your scooter.
yeah, you could go around a long ways to get back over here.
I think yours on a
Absolutely.
scooter.
On a scooter, you're right. You're right.
But that way you're a part of what's happening. And
Yeah. Something Diane noticed is often they have the little beach chairs that are very low to the ground, difficult to get in.
you cannot get out of.
Yeah, you can't get out of them.
If
People
you're
carry them
over
down to the
50,
water.
give
But look
it
at
up.
that. They've got some normal height chairs as well. So that's great for elderly or mobility inclined people. So that's nice.
Or just humans.
Or just humans. This is going to be one of the lunch sections. This is True True Barbecue, and there's a True True Barbecue 2, and they've got different food items above the windows that roll up. Here's an ice cream machine and soda station. This place is going to be crowded in an hour or two.
This area is fully accessible to me. I'm able to reach everything at these stations, including where we picked up our food. But I didn't need to, even though I could have done it by myself. There are so many helpful cast members, and they are ready to help you select your food, carry your tray, carry your drink, and take it to a table for you. And they have accessible tables where you can just pull right up and either sit at your scooter or transfer to the bench. Okay, we're gonna try something. We're gonna try the Diane Explore Cam. Let's see if I can just explore, look okay, and you can come along with me. How fun is this? Oh my gosh. I just want to get on those slides and play in the water there. Like, that's got to be fresh water. What a flippin' good time.
All right, I'm sure they feel they've thought through all the different things, but as guests with mobility issues, we're noticing that they've got this ramp down here to this lounging area on the beach. And then to get further down to the water, we see another, let me zoom in on it. We see another ramp with stairs to go down to the water part of the beach. But there is no pathway connecting the two. And we're just kind of musing that unless you've got the giant sand tires, you can't get anything that needs a ramp down that far. There are no sand wheelchairs that we've seen anywhere. So fascinating. That seems kind of, they didn't connect this dot to that dot. They sort of missed that. But who knows, maybe they've got a reason, but it seems that they should have had a cement path or a raised walkway along that sand stretch. Okay, so on the first day we highlighted that they had these walkways that went down to this area of sand before the berm. Then there was no walkway for accessibility, and then there was the walkway over the berm that had a ramp. And so you couldn't get your scooters or wheelchairs between the two. But this ramp here is built and it goes right out to the sand. The problem again though is that there isn't any sort of parking area for wheelchairs and scooters at the bottom of these.
Well, there's this area up here.
You could leave it up here, but then you're walking.
Yeah.
So.
The accessibility issue is not solved. Once again, there is a ramp to sand and then a ramp over the berm.
It ends there, and then there's ramps.
Handicap accessible, so I cannot get to the sand, to the water.
Yeah.
Which
at some point you have to get out and walk on sand. So we're not being completely.
No, but look there's a wheelchair over there, which means that someone had to make it all the way across from this cement to over there.
To those stairs.
And you know they face planted just like I did the other day.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Sand is the hardest thing
to walk
for
on.
a person with knee issues or hip issues.
Yeah.
Who would have knee issues or hip issues? Someone over 18 in Serenity Bay.
Okay. All right, we're going to try the nature trail, see how accessible it is as it stands, and go out to that Lighthouse Point if we can make it out there. All right, it says it's accessible path, so we're going to try it. It's very hard packed so far. All right, not accessible, as they say. So she's sinking in the sand right now. I'm going to try to turn it around and go back. All right, Diana's heading back. As you can see, it got too soft and the wheels were embedded in. So I'm still gonna do the walk and see for myself and bring it to you. So I came to the top of this hill. Looks like they're building more trails and paths, all different areas. But this hill takes you up to the historic lighthouse. Again, says it's accessible, but not. And it's also steep. So if you're not in a motorized vehicle, wheelchair, and somebody has to push you, this would be a challenge. Quite a challenge. So be aware of that.
Right from the get-go,
let's make it clear
What's that?
that Lookout Key is beautiful.
It's amazing.
The beautiful sand, the lovely water,
Yeah.
the temperature of the water is just gorgeous.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to do nothing but get better and better and better.
Yeah, and to
Because
the point of that,
it's not quite finished.
right, but to the point of that, folks, is, and the point of this whole video and all of Diane's experiences is, don't let your mobility issues or concerns prevent you from seeing such a beautiful place.
No, because
Yeah.
Disney has made sure
Yeah.
and is working super hard to make it as accessible as possible.
Right.
They have, you know, all of the facilities prepared and people trained to help people with disability issues,
Yeah.
to make it as easy as possible. They try to think ahead, and I think they're taking the feedback where they might have already, you know, missed the mark or things that they didn't connect the dots.
Yeah.
They're already moving to make sure those things are taken care
We
of.
did a survey while we're on the ship, and I asked them to call me. And yesterday, in fact, they did call me. And I got to share a lot of our feedback already on this. And
Yeah.
so I know they're
So
listening.
they're hearing us.
They're hearing us.
And they're hopefully acting on some of these things
Right.
that will get solved before you get to the island.
Right. But also be mindful. I mean, everybody's mobility issues and level
Yes.
of disability.
This is our experience.
Ours
and
is,
what we're
your
dealing
mileage
with.
may vary, as they say. And so while I think that there is so much that is accessible here, and granted,
Yes.
I'm not the one that has as many of the limitations, but nonetheless, it still is a nature environment. And there's only so much that one can experience depending on your level of disability.
So the good news is that the island isn't finished.
Right.
The bad news is the island isn't finished. But
And we don't know when it will be.
yeah, and we don't know what all the plans are either. But I
Right.
suspect that once the bike trails get paved and roadways are finished, that there's going to be a lot more area to explore
Yeah.
on a mobility device like mine, a scooter, and, you know, even more things to see. And, you know, they're still working on, I'm sure, fixing some of the accessibility, signage, those sorts of things. So
Right.
that'll be so much
That
more
was
helpful.
that was one of the things, the signage, because you saw us reflect how some of the raised pathways stop, sand, raised pathway, and some just went fully out. And there was little to no signage on which pathways are fully accessible versus which ones are partially.
So pro tip, when you get off the tram, the guest services building, that's where you can get maps. Stop there, get your map first thing when you get to the island so that you can see where you're going, you're not wasting steps,
Yeah.
and you can plan out this ramp goes all the way out to the beach,
Yeah.
or this trail goes to the food area that I want to go to, or
Yeah.
this pathway goes to Serenity Bay.
And
Because
you saw, yeah, it just, that's great.
because
Yeah, so-
I was just like, you know, let's just check it all out. And
Yeah.
I covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, you did. And they have so many raised pathways, and the advantage of that is that it's all flat. It's all
Yes.
accessible in that
yes,
regard.
it's all a nice even surface
it's
and
scooter
easy to
and
move
wheelchair and walking friendly
And wagon,
and
stroller,
wagons. It's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that it's also
There's
a
a
bit
lot of it.
confusing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it. They did it in an incredibly
bit
artistic
mazy.
way. It's a little maze. You know, some go this way, some go that way, and they
And a
don't
map
always
would really
connect.
help.
Map would be great, but it's gorgeous in terms of landscape layout.
Yes.
It's
And when that landscape
confusing
grows
in
up and
terms
fills
of
in.
it's going to be amazing.
Amazing.
But it's also challenging to figure out, okay, which one's going to get me exactly where I need it to go.
Yeah.
But you know what? You got all day. Have
Yeah.
fun investigating.
Yeah.
And
But they did a great job
yeah.
with making sure that there is bathrooms everywhere.
Everywhere.
And there
Feet
is
washing
always
stations.
a companion bathroom as well
Yes.
as men's and women's bathrooms
Oh, that's
with
great.
handicap stalls.
Yeah.
And then even where you rinse off the showers and so forth. There was low showers, high showers, always accessible, always able to reach.
Yeah.
And so that made it helpful as well. And the Disney staff, they're just second to none when it comes to
so helpful.
helping you as you are kind of fumbling around. You can always call on a Disney staff member to assist you if you need it.
Yeah.
But I know in my case, I like to be as independent as I can be and not have to be different than anyone else, but be able to make my own way. So it's great when you can find,
She outfitted, and this may be something you can do too. If you're like that and you want to be as independent, she's got special cup holders on her basket. Her basket on the front of her scooter allows her to set her meal tray on it. And so she can manage a lot of those items, and all of the height of the windows and all of that stuff are easily reachable for her.
Yes.
And so again,
And then I also
your
have an
mileage may
area
vary.
in the back of my scooter that I
Right.
can put all my stuff and extra towels and things that I need for the beach, so that I can just have a beach day on my own if I needed to.
And it still goes super fast.
Yeah. But let's be honest. Everybody on that ship was jealous of me.
Yeah.
Especially when we got off that
On
boat.
the half-mile walk of the pier.
I was just having a blast. The wind blowing in my hair through this beautiful water, just beautiful views. And I just wanted everybody to get out of my way because I wanted to just go at full speed.
Now, as
and
one
everybody wanted my scooter.
they
I
were all
could have
jealous.
sold my scooter and bought a beach house on that walk because it was very hot and it was a long walk. Like, you have to be prepared. Half a mile in the heat.
Yes.
And then there's more walking on top of that.
And then there's more walking. But it's just like any Disney property. There's tons of walking. You're at Disney World, from the parking lot to the castle is longer than a half mile.
But if you have mobility issues,
just know what to expect. That's the point of this video.
Be prepared.
Lots of people are complaining about the
scooter.
walking. I don't think it's worth complaining about the walking. I think it's just knowing how to expect, how to cope with it, how to manage it. Take water, wear sunscreen. They have water stations along the way for those of you that are walking or pushing somebody else in a chair.
And then also we're providing like cold towels and so forth
Oh,
along the walk.
And that's something we didn't mention. You may not have a chair or scooter, but if you do still have mobility issues like a walker or they will take you on a golf cart along that half mile.
All the way to the train.
We didn't mention that. So that's important. I will admit to you, I heard two different filters on that. One is just go and ask them and they'll do that.
Yeah.
Somebody else said, I heard it said, only if you were in a registered ADA accessible room.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either, but I did hear that, and so I want you to be prepared.
No, I think they're trying to help in any way they can.
And I think particularly in the future, if they did have that first filter, they'll probably loosen it up, because so many people did state, we can't do that. And a lot of people didn't get off the ship because the half-mile walk, looking out at it from the ship,
scary.
looking to the island, it looks scarier than it is. But for some people, it looks scary enough to prevent them from getting off.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's the point of this video, is that you know what to expect.
Yeah. So if you know that this kind of walking, the amount of walking is going to be a problem, and you don't own a scooter, rent one that can be delivered to the cruise terminal, and you can have it with you on the ship. I own my own scooter. I travel with it all the time. And it was fabulous to be able to get around. And I know that once some more of the areas were paved, it's going to be even better. Yeah. But there definitely is so much for me to do.
We've been putting together a number of scooter and mobility issue videos with Disney, so check out that playlist.
Yeah.
And see how we've done in Disneyland and Disney World.
Yeah, if you have questions about traveling with mobility, please like and subscribe and hit those notifications so that you get all of my accessibility travel videos and you can
ask in the commentary some questions too.
Yeah.
We answer all of our comments,
yes,
so we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely open to
any way we can help and share our information.
Okay. Hey, I hope that answered a lot of your questions. Again, if you have more, just drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for being here today. We're
And
so
tell us
glad
what
that
you
joined
think.
us. Yes, please.
Tell us what you think of Lookout Key.
Yeah.
We thought it was fabulous.
Yes, and I hope you get the opportunity to go. Until then, and frankly, even while you're at the island, be good to others.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
All right, kayak cam.